Alright, here we go. Today is February 7th, 2023. Here are my poems for the day. The first one is poem number 222 for the year, Something Will Happen. Something will happen tonight at the reading I am giving at KGB on 85 East 4th Street between 2nd and 3rd Avenue that starts at 7. It is something that has not happened since before I quit drinking, since before Bush was president, the first Bush. The last time it happened, Reagan was president. Ugh, fucking Reagan. I hated that ratfucker. Anyway, something is going to happen this evening at the reading, and I'm very excited about it. Of course, you never know. Maybe it won't happen, but it feels like it will. But the future is unknowable. Even the future of 5 minutes or 5 seconds from now is unknowable. So maybe the something that I am almost certain will happen later today will not happen. But I think it will. I think something will happen tonight that hasn't happened in like 35 years, and I am very excited. Poem number 223, The Legend of John Henry's Other Hammer. I had this idea for a great epic poem that would be a parody of The Legend of John Henry. As you may know, John Henry was a steel driver. He would drive steel into rocks to make holes to put explosives in that would blast the rock to make a way for railroad tunnels. But then this steam-powered rock drilling machine came around, and John Henry proposed a race between man and machine to see who could drive the steel faster. And John Henry wins, but then he dies, which is sad. But I thought it would be funny if there was another contest between John Henry and a vibrator, and I still think it would be funny, but I can't make it come together. Here is all I have so far, and it's based on Johnny Cash's version of the legend. John Henry said to the dildo, man ain't nothing but a man, but we could go toe-to-toe, me and you, vibrating dildo. I'll die with my hammer in my hand, but I'll be laughing, 'cause you can't replace a pile-driving man. I suppose I could keep working on it, in which case this poem was pointless. But I suspect I won't keep working on it because I'm lazy and impatient. But I wanted to make sure that my funny idea was disseminated before it goes into the abandoned poem file. Hence, this poem, The Legend of John Henry's Other Hammer. Do you get it? The other hammer is his cock. Poem number 224, not as funny. Sometimes I like to explain an obvious joke, like how Norm Macdonald used to do. Sometimes I think an unfunny joke can be made funny by belaboring a point. Macdonald was a genius at this. But to paraphrase what Benson said to Quayle, I am no Norm Macdonald. Sometimes I know I'm not as funny as I think I am. Sometimes I'm not so sure. Poem number 225, The Abandoned. I feel bad for those poems in the abandoned file. They are neglected and starving for attention and so sad. Gone and forgotten, forlorn, unborn, stillborn. Perhaps some of them will be looked at again and given new life. After a few days of hemming and hawing, a poem called Absence of Distance was added to the pile today. I feel bad whenever I let one of them go instead of putting it out. But by now, maybe the large number of abandoned poems have formed a happy community. Maybe they are doing great things together. Probably not, but at least they're not alone and abandoned. Just abandoned. Poem number 226, Book. Pain diminishes as a chapter finishes and the book is closed. There is temptation to throw it out the window toward the source of the pain, or to throw it into the garbage with the banana peels and wet tea bags, or into the toilet and try to plunge it down as if it could be drowned. It is a book, though, and a book cannot be drowned and shouldn't be plunged down. And perhaps the book should still be held on to for at least a little while longer. There may be other chapters, though if not, there may be other books. Poem number 227, Shit-Related. These days, I write easily 10 times as many poems about sex as I do about shit, but in 20 years, when I'm in my 80s, I would imagine those numbers will change. I'm sure I will have some nostalgic poems about the good old days of fucking and sucking, but many of my poems, and for obvious reasons, I hate to use this word here, are diaristic. So I will probably write a lot more about shit and a lot more about sex. These days I often dismiss or suppress or abandon the shit-related ideas for poems. Today I had a shit-related idea for a poem that I was tempted to dismiss. But hell, I'm almost 62 and a half. I can already get a lot of senior citizen discounts like at the city gym or AMC theaters. So if I want to, I could write a shit-related poem or two on a 2 for Tuesday. That said, I really only have one idea for a shit-related poem because this isn't really a shit-related poem. It's a shit-related poem. And the last one today, poem number 228, only half. It's a shit-related poem. There are those times when you can only take a half of the shit that you know you have in you. And then, almost as soon as you're done, you have to go again. So you go again, but then you can only take a half of the shit that you have left over from the previous shit. And on the cycle goes like one of Zeno's paradoxes, where you can never quite finish the shit you have to take. And in the end, the shit you take is equal to the shit you make. Oh, I am not so funny today. But maybe I will be tonight. Okay, that's it. Thank you very much. As I say, tonight, KGB, 85 East 4th Street. A bunch of good readers. I think I'm second. Hope to see you there. And if not, hope to see you somewhere soon. Thanks.